Hello Gemini, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Gemini, how you doing? I hope you're well. We've got some oracles here. We're going to look at a few oracles first. I like to lay out the oracles for the overall energy for the week ahead, and then we're going to look at some tarot, get you some details about what's going on in the week ahead. Gemini, how you doing? And if you are interested in looking at the extended at the end of this video, I will give you information about how to find the extended, also give you information about the sales that I have going on right now in the private readings. And we are on. Here we go. Thanks for stopping in. If you're the ride or die, and if you're brand new, welcome. We've got the jug. It says a light-hearted, carefree time. We've got the vulture. We've got the yoke. One more. One more, please. That's too many, but we'll take one off the top and put the rest back. Bottom of the deck, we have the wall. I feel like in the week ahead, you could be dealing with some sort of misunderstanding. We've got an older man. It says dealings or a relationship with an older man. The grasshopper. It's a situation in the balance that requires careful handling. It could be with this older man. We do have light-hearted, carefree time. We have the vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. And then we have the yoke, feeling tired, tied down, or frustrated. I was just pulled this out of there because one of these things is not like the other, right? It feels like there is some sort of a situation that you're dealing in that's quite tense right now. And it feels like the situation is a delicate situation. Something is hanging in the balance and it has to do with an older man. However the older man is related to you is up to you. They could be a friend, a grandfather, a father, a brother. But it feels like there's something here that is worrying. Yeah, it's very worrying, and you worry that this person here, the older person, has something against you, or you're worrying that they're doing something that is not going to fall in line with whatever path that you're on. It feels like feeling tied down and frustrated. So it feels like yoked, right? You yoke a horse. So it feels like you feel like somebody's got you tied down, or maybe this is a misunderstanding. It could be that. What do we got here? We've got deep friendship with someone of the same sex. I feel like you might be seeking help from someone. We've got someone is leaving your life. Maybe you're trying to get this person settled before someone is leaving your life. Grasshopper, something is hanging in the balance, a situation where balance that is required, careful handling, it said. You're worried about this person, I think. I think you're worried about this older man. We've got lighthearted, carefree time. So I'm going to say that's telling me that this is going to come to a place where you can stop worrying about it eventually, but let's find out what's going on here. You could be the older man, right? Take it as it resonates for you. Tell me what is going on for Gemini. A situation is in the balance that requires careful handling. And it's worrisome for you. And it's like it's got you held in position here. You feel like if you left the situation, or if you became untied from the situation, that you might be letting down the older man. All right. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more. We've got the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Five of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the World card. Something here is changing. There is a lot of change here. We've got the Chariot, and things are changing quickly. It feels like we're talking about this situation that is hanging in the balance. Something that requires careful handling. Something is changing quickly, and it feels to me like it is related to the older man. I'm going to say, Gemini, that it feels like it has to do with legacy. The Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. It tells me somebody needs to be honest about the finances, about the assets, about the things that we own, the things that are material related. And they might be connected to the older man. This is what I think that the situation is about. It might be that this older man might need somebody to be an executor, or somebody who can handle their affairs because they've become elderly. I think that everything is changing here, and that it is going to require somebody who can stand strong and sturdy, but somebody who's also really good with their words, someone who's diplomatic, but also is going to tell the truth. I think that you are going to be tasked with being chosen as that person. The thing is that the Five of Swords is here. And so I feel like the Queen of Swords is the person who everyone can trust to make the right decisions. That tells me that it feels like somebody here who is an older person who's in your life, whether you're related to them or not, is somebody who can no longer handle onto their affairs. They can no longer carry on their affairs. And so I feel like it has to do with money and property and land and housing and stuff like that. And so I feel like you are going to be tasked as the Queen of Swords, because not only are you dependable and honest and truthful, but I feel like it is that people have a lot of confidence in you, like people around you trust you. The World card tells me that something is winding to a close, or it might be an estate sale, right? Maybe this person is going into care and then there's an estate sale. But the Five of Swords tells me the vultures are circling, is what it feels like here. Sometimes that happens in families, right? When we're trying to care for someone in the family who's elderly but has a lot of material wealth, like the Queen of Pentacles, feminine or masculine, and it feels like you are the person who knows money. Possibly, you always want someone who is wealthy to take care of your wealth because they know how to handle it. And I feel like people around you have confidence in you that you will make the right decisions to close out this chapter for the older man. It does feel like something like that. The Wheel of Fortune is here. And so when the Wheel of Fortune is here, everything is changing and expanding. And sometimes that can be painful or scary. So I feel like this is a new cycle of life. And it feels like you are here to help somebody here take care of everything as it's moving really quickly here. The Ace of Wands is here. A new cycle is opening. Tell me what's changing. Let's take a look at the Wheel of Fortune here. I think things work out the way they're supposed to, or in a fortunate way, because the Wheel of Fortune is here. And, this is about abundance, right? But I feel like the Nine of Pentacles tells me that you're responsible for the abundance and how things are set out or how things are dispersed. But the Five of Swords is here. The vultures are circling. It feels like that the reason that you've been tasked with settling the estate or whatever I'm talking about here is because of the Five of Swords. Because there are people who don't agree with the decisions that you will make. I feel like you're going to get a lot of heat from making particular decisions that are in a delicate situation. I feel like you're feeling tied down and frustrated because you never really wanted this, but I think you're the only person that this person trusts. We've got the Eight of Wands. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, and we've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. It is a lot of money. It's legacy money is what it is. It's legacy. It's long-term money. The Eight of Wands is here. And it looks like things need to be settled quickly. Things are ramping up and moving quickly in terms of this financial wealth or legacy money here. And I think that one by one, everybody in the family is going to be reconnecting with you. I have a feeling that you haven't spoken to some of these folks in a long time, but because you're at the helm and you're handling the purse strings, I feel like all of a sudden people start coming out of the woodwork. Tell me more about this. We've got the Three of Wands, we've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the Ten of Cups. It does feel like it's family wealth. The Page of Cups and the Three of Wands. It feels like there has to be decisions made delicately. Page of Cups. These are delicate situations. And it feels like that this has to be made in a manner that is honest and truthful. I don't think you're looking at being very kind or, it feels like, we've got Pentacles. You're being logical, grounded, stable in the way that you're making your decisions, but it's left up to you as to how the wheel moves forward. All these changes are here, and now you're the person who has been tasked with handing out money. Tell me about the Five of Swords. What should you look out for? Because I feel like it's going to be a gum fight. Yeah. I didn't say gun, G-U-N. I said gum, G-U-M, like mother. Used to be a commercial, Hubba Bubba. It's going to be a gum fight. And it feels like that. It feels like there's going to be people coming out of the woodwork. Ooh, the Emperor's here. Yep. The Death card is here, and then we've got the Six of Pentacles. So it does feel like with the Emperor being here, the Six of Pentacles, yeah, that's exactly what it is. I feel like somebody looks at you as the authority. You're probably like the person who is best tasked with this job, I feel, of dispersing the wealth throughout the family, selling the home, having the estate sale. The Six of Pentacles tells me there's a disbursement of money going on. Some will get less, some will get more. It's attached to the Five of Swords. I'm going to say there's going to be people who are going to be fighting and arguing. We've got the Death card here. I feel like some people are going to get nothing. And I feel like you're stuck with making all of the decisions. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Tell me how you feel about that. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Cups, and we've got the Queen of Cups. Well, I feel like you're going to do your best to be as kind and compassionate as you can, but the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups tells me you're still going to do it in a detached way. You have to. You can't give favor to one person and not another. We do have the King of Pentacles here. So it's the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Look, maybe it has to do with somebody who does have wealth, but it feels like it could be mom and dad. Maybe it's mom and dad. Maybe it's grandparents. Maybe it's a friend, right? Somebody who doesn't have any children. It feels like that there is a lot of accumulated wealth here between the King and the Queen of Pentacles. And it feels like you are the one who has to make all these decisions because they have their confidence in you. Tell me what's coming to an end. The World card is here. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Two of Wands. And we've got the Lovers. So there is a decision or a choice that needs to be made here. I feel like you really need to get the planning down, I'm going to say. The only way to get victory or success, 4 and 2 wands is 6. The only way to get the victory and success of the 6 of wands is by planning. The 2 of wands is here. Careful planning and careful choosing. You need to make careful choices that you have planned. It feels like the 6 of wands tells me you're about to get a lot of attention, but not for the reasons that you want. I feel like this is all going to be a lot of heavy, frustrating sort of arguments and fights, because it does feel like there is an emperor in the family. Like the Emperor could tell me that maybe that's you. Maybe you're the one that's in control of everything. Queen of Swords is here. It's because you're honest and truthful and you know how to speak to people. But this also could be someone in the family who feels like they have the influence, that they should have been the executor, they should have been the person at the helm, that they deserve more than everybody else. It feels like this person is somebody who is trying to conquer the situation or stay in control of it. So if this is not your energy, and for some of you it might be that you're the person who is in control while you're dealing with the Five of Swords people, who are people who have way different opinions about the disbursement of everything that should go on here. It does feel like with the Death card here that you're trying to tell some people that, you don't get anything. I feel like you're going to have to do that. It might be the Emperor that doesn't get anything, you understand, right? Because maybe this person already has wealth. They already could be someone who has franchises and wealth and businesses. And I feel like this is the fly in the ointment right here. So you might be the Queen of Swords, feminine or masculine, the person who is the executor, but you're up against the bigwig here, the person who has gobs and gobs of wealth, the person who feels like they should be in charge. I feel like there is going to be a little bit of heat between the Emperor and the Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Swords can hold his or her ground. I mean, they definitely can. You need to stick with the plan. I'm just going to say, as you close things down here with the World card, I think that your milestone is going to be to stick with the plan, no matter what. no matter what this person tries to strong arm you into. There is going to be misunderstandings, my friend. And, well, it could be somebody of the same sex who is going to be leaving the family, possibly. And that's what we're looking at here at the bottom of the deck. The chair is empty. Someone is leaving your life. A deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Look, this could be a brother or a sister or somebody who feels like they are owed more, but I think that they're not supposed to get anything because this person is already quite wealthy. We've got the Page of Pentacles here. They're going to get a very little bit, and I don't think they're happy because the Five of Swords is here. They're about to put up the biggest fuss. They're about to argue, and you're going to have to stand up against the Emperor as the Queen of Swords. It feels like David and Goliath a little bit. I'm going to go into the extension. If you would like to come into the extension to hear more about this, if this is resonating with you, then please go into the pinned comment at the top of the comments. There is a link there for the membership. There is a link there over to Hypsee. You can go take a look at all of the sales that are going on. I also have a package that will get you a 48-hour turnaround time if you need just one quick answer, no backstory. I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to come there and you want to see me clarify this and get more information about this, then that's where I will be. And if I don't see you there, then I will see you next week when I do your next reading. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Gemini. Bye-bye.